I learned something the other day about our truckers that I should have realized earlier, but it hadn't dawned on me until we had this conversation. And what I learned is that the rules that govern how long a trucker can work each day have been suspended due to the present crisis. We really appreciate our truckers. They have stepped to the fore. They have been heroes through this. But a pat on the back only goes so far. It doesn't replace a good night's sleep. It doesn't replace the nourishment you get from having a good meal. One of the truckers I talked to had put in a 15-and-a-half-hour day. And in that time, there were no breaks. They ate while they drove from one place to another. It was pedal to the metal, get the job done. Everybody needed what they needed immediately. So on they drove from one place to another. That puts a tremendous amount of stress and pressure on a person's body and their mind. If you do those kinds of days too often, the mind isn't responding and working as well as it should. Mistakes will be made, causing frustration and more work, and on it goes. Some truckers have a degree of say in how much they work. They can refuse work after a certain point. Others are in situations where they really can't. They see their job as very necessary. Perhaps they've got pressure put on them by a dispatcher or employer, what have you. It's just not a comfortable place for them. So we pray for our truckers. And I understand it goes beyond trucking. God bless our nurses. God bless our teachers put in unusual circumstances right now. Online learning. I think we heard a collective sigh of relief from the teachers and the administrators when the school year ended and summer began. But it's a short-lived sigh because they're not really sure about the fall. And for our teachers and our administrators, the fall starts now. Planning, getting ready, all of that. There's a lot of stress right now. There are a lot of people displaced from their normal circumstances. What about you? How you doing? Some people have extra time on their hands. Some people are actually bored. And others stressed to the max. Well, in the mix of this all, the point of my sharing this today is that here at the church, we've got some needs. If you're stressed and overdone, we understand. God bless you. We're praying for you. But if you could help us in a couple of areas, it would be greatly appreciated. I've been in the ministry 40 years. So I've seen seasons come and seasons go in every area of ministry. There have been times when we've had 8 Royal Ranger leaders. And there have been times when we've had 1 Royal Ranger leader. God bless Tim Ruth. There have been times when we've had a plethora of teachers. And there have been times when we've barely gotten by, lumped all our kids in one class and limped along. Well, we're in a season, we're coming back to the building, we're getting rescheduled, and there are 2 areas that seem to be of particular need right now. The first one I'm going to mention is the booth. We need help with the booth. In the booth, you put the words on the screen for everybody to enjoy while we sing choruses and praise to God. Also, in the booth, you help to live stream the services so that people who cannot make it to church are able to join us for church. And I cannot overstate how important that ministry is to some very precious loved ones of ours. You also help to control the sound, what it sounds like in the sanctuary. Is it too loud? Is it too soft? You help the worship team immensely to do their job. If there's a struggle in the booth, there's a struggle up on the stage. If there's a struggle up on the stage, they're not really free to lead us in worship. It gets hard. Right now, Andy Storm is helping to organize the booth and schedule. I talked to him yesterday. The poor guy looked pretty stressed. He could use your help. If you know anything about sound or computers, if you're willing to learn. Andy's the kind of guy who will make sure you have the tools necessary to do the job that needs to be done. He will help with training and all of that. Just needs some willing people right now. Maybe you worked in the booth in the past. Now, it has its stresses, I'll let you know. It's hard to put the words up on the screen and worship at the same time. In fact, it's nearly impossible. You can do one or the other. You can enjoy the service yourself and soak it all in, or you can be concerned about what's going on with the board. It's a true ministry to the body. That's why we'd like to have a lot of people involved so that nobody has to do it all the time and everybody can enjoy service time apart from their time in the booth. Even if you could just help for a month and give Andy a call and say, you know what, I'd be happy to help for July. What can I do for you? Give us a little bit of a bridge off into the future. we would really love to see some of the young people involved because you're more tech savvy than us older folk, generally speaking. And if you'd like to learn a few new things, we'd love to put you in the booth and let you go. I'll bet you could teach us a few things along the way. But that's the first area, is the booth. And if you have no booth proclivity, God bless you, pray for the booth, will you? That we'll have plenty of help there real soon. The second area I'd like to mention is our kids ministry. Our kids, we have some dynamic, great people. As you have seen, Dana and Steph work from the front. If you've been to any of our outdoor services, they're great with the kids. And they're wonderful people to work beside. So we've got a good core group, but we need more bodies. Kids require a lot of attention in good and bad ways. I mean, when they're being good and when they're being bad. And if you love kids, if that's a ministry you think you could get involved in, please let Stephanie Segmunwa or Dana know of your interests so that we can get you plugged in. Even if it's just one Sunday a month, we would really appreciate that help. Again, it was one of those areas where we had a plethora of people, more than enough. It was going great guns. Everybody was enjoying it, but one person after another, for one reason or another, it whittled down to a lot of work, a lot of stress on a few people. And it will really help to have some more people involved. So please think about it, pray about it. Can you help out? Could you be a helper in a classroom? Would you like to try to be a teacher? Are you a teacher and can pitch in? We could use your help right now. Again, if you don't have a proclivity for kids or being involved with them, pray over this ministry too, and let's get some help. We need to be concerned about our truck drivers, our nurses, our teachers. We need to be concerned about the people who help here at the church. We don't want their ministry to become so burdened that when they think about church, they go, oh no. We want them to think, oh, church, yes. We can do this. if we do it together. God bless. Hope to see you again soon.